My name is Louise Ferreira and I'm a dietitian registered both in the UK and in South Africa. And my particular area of interest within the profession is the management and prevention of diabetes. This is a short video where we'll be exploring the home-based foot check for people living with diabetes, and we'll be looking at why we should be doing the home-based foot check, who should be doing the check, and at the end we'll have a look at how to actually do the check. There's a little surprise coming, so please do keep watching. Okay, so the first question is, why do we need to do a home-based foot check? And people living with diabetes are at an increased risk of developing atherosclerosis, which is the buildup of fatty deposits in the arteries, and this can lead to compromised blood flow. It can even block blood flow. And if the arteries leading to the heart are affected, it's called coronary artery disease. This could lead to a heart attack. And if the arteries leading to the brain are affected, it's called carotid artery disease, and this could lead to a stroke. And if the arteries leading to other extremities like the legs, the feet, the arms, the neck, the trunk, if those are affected, it's called peripheral artery disease. And that's what we'll be looking at a little bit today. So the symptoms of peripheral artery disease develop very slowly over time, and that makes it all the more important to keep a lookout for them so that we can have early intervention and set a management plan in place. The things that we could be looking out for include, well, first and foremost, pain. A sign of peripheral artery disease is pain while walking, called intermittent claudication, or pain while sitting, and this is called critical limb ischemia. Forgot to tell you that pain is in the legs and the feet. Other things we could be looking for, particularly on the feet, is wounds that won't really heal, or we can look at our toes and find possible delayed capillary refill time. So if you squeeze your toe so that the blood leaves and count to 5, the color should return, the blood should flow back, and if it doesn't, it's a sign that there's a problem. We could look at the temperature. Your temperature should not be altered in the different feet. It shouldn't be too cold all the time, and your hair should still be growing healthily. If not, these are telltale signs that it could be something wrong and we should go and see the doctor. The thing is, if you're living with diabetes, you have a 15 times higher chance of needing an amputation in the lower extremities, and if we can prevent this at any cost, I think it is worth it. So the next question we've got is, who should be doing this home-based foot check? And well, anybody living with diabetes should be seeing a podiatrist at least once a year to do a proper full-on check of the feet. But then added to this, if you are older than 50 years old and living with diabetes, you should actually be checking your feet yourself every day. And if you are younger than 50 and have one or more of the following risk factors, you would also benefit from checking your feet at home. And those risk factors include being obese or overweight, living a sedentary lifestyle, so not really exercising, if you smoke, if you have hypertension or high LDL cholesterol, if you have a family history of cardiovascular disease, or if you yourself have a history of myocardial infarction or stroke, then you are at higher risk of developing peripheral artery disease and should be checking your feet every day. All right, and we're left with the question now, how do we check? How do we do this home-based foot check? And that's where the surprise comes in. I'm hoping that if we sing a song, we'll firstly be reminded to do the check every day, and secondly that it will provide a step-by-step guide so that once we've gone through the song, we'll have gone through a foot check and have done it comprehensively and not left anything out. So sing along with me. I know that we often learn the lyrics of a song far easier than we just learn random information coming in. So I'm hoping that this will be a very helpful aid in your diabetic self-management toolbox, and hopefully we'll save some feet. Check my feet, check my feet. Every night before I sleep I check my feet. What might I find? What could I see? Could Could there be warning signs glaring back at me? First things first, are they clean and dry? Do I need a mirror or another pair of eyes? Are the lights on bright? Can I really see? Am I alert and sitting comfortably? Do I see lumps? Do I see bumps? Maybe a callus or a corn? Do I see wounds? Do I see ulcers? Cuts or cracks or skin that's torn? Check my feet, check my feet. Every night before I sleep I check my feet. What might I find? What could I see? Could there be warning signs glaring back at me? Now these feet, are they cold to the touch? And their hair, is it growing much? Next, we'll check the skin. Is it blue? Is it shiny? Is it thin? Moving along, check between the toes. It's in those gaps that the fungus grows. Pinch each toe, squeeze nice and tight. Release, count to 5, it should no longer be white. Check my feet, check my feet. Every night before I sleep I check my feet. What might I find? What could I see? Could there be warning signs glaring back at me? Well, here's to healthy feet. I hope you enjoyed.